In this video, we are going to talk about how to prove that two triangles are similar. And we're going to use things called AA, SSS, and SAS. It's going to be much like what you learned when we were proving that triangles are congruent, but congruent triangles have all equal parts. The angles and the sides are equal, where triangles that are similar have equal angles but proportional sides. So the first one here is angle, angle. So if any two triangles have the same angle measures, they're actually similar to each other automatically. So if you ever see that two angles are congruent, okay, that will force the third one to be congruent as well and force the triangles to be similar. Here's what I found. Ooh, Siri. Sorry. All you have to do is check that you've got two angles congruent. Okay, so we've got angle A congruent to angle D. We've got angle C congruent to angle F. Now we know that the triangles are in fact similar, and we would write a similarity statement. Okay, matching up the corresponding parts. So then we have something called side, side, side again. So in congruent triangles, you match up the sides to see if all three sets of sides are congruent. Well, similar triangles, the sides are proportional. So what we need to check is that the sides are proportional. And proportional means that they divide to the same scale factor. So there's going to be a couple of things that will happen here. Maybe you're going to be given just the picture first, and you're writing the statement, or maybe you're given the statement first. So in this one, let's pretend that you were not given the statement. Okay, so you don't know this. So what you would want to do is match up the corresponding sides. Now, obviously, I have them in color here, but if you're working in a black and white picture, one thing you can do is look at them, compare small to small, medium to medium, and big to big. So put a dot on the smallest side, maybe 2 dots on the medium side, and 3 dots on the largest side, and then go over and do a similar thing here. So look for the smallest, look for the middle, and look for the large. Then you want to compare these, okay, by dividing them to make sure that they equal out to the same scale factor. So you can go, start with one triangle, 2, and then you can find the small one, 4. So you could do that. One thing I like to do is just write down all 3 numbers from the first triangle in order, like smallest to biggest, so 2, 3, 4. And then go to the next triangle and write those ones down, smallest to largest, because they have to match. Okay, so 4, 6, 8. So small with small, middle with middle, big with big. This makes sure that I have all of the numbers from one triangle on top and all the ones from the other one on bottom. Then you can look at these and see if they simplify to the same ratio. So just divide them in your calculator if you want to, and you'll get 0.5 for each of those. Or if you simplified the fraction each time, okay, you'd get down to 1/2. Which if you're looking for scale factor, the fraction is going to be helpful. So just compare those, and then once they are the same rate or the same ratio, then you can set up the proportion, making sure that you follow the same order. Third one is side angle side. So in side angle side, you're going to have 2 sides that are proportional and 1 angle that's congruent. So it's important that you find the angle that's given to you as congruent. And then you kind of use the 2 sides that make it up. So you got to make sure that you're using those 2 sides that make up that angle. So let me just get it so I can kind of highlight those sides, make them stand out a little bit. Okay, so the angle that's given to you is B and E as congruent. So these are the 2 sides that need to have numbers on them and that you need to be able to check are proportional. Okay, are the ones that make up that angle. Then again, what I would do is look at them compared to each other, big versus small. So in this first triangle, you have a 15 and a 9. Okay, 15 being the big one, 9 being the small one. Then over here, look for the big one is 10. That needs to go with the 15. The small one is 6. That needs to go with the 9. Then again, you can divide those in your calculator and get down to 1.5, or you can simplify them, simplify the fraction. So in this one, dividing both by 5 and getting 3 halves, and this one dividing both by 3 and also getting 3 halves. So then you can see that the two sides are proportional that make up that angle. So then you can say that that one's by side angle side, and you can write out the triangle proportion, the triangle similarity statement. Okay, so then once you have that they are similar, then you know, okay, all the corresponding angles are congruent and all of the sides are proportional. Okay, so sides are proportional, meaning they divide. Proportion means divide. So all the sides divide to the same number. All of the angles, okay, the corresponding ones are congruent to each other. So let's take a look at these 3 examples here. So let's decide what the similarity statement is, and then write a proportionality statement, okay? So in this one, again, mark up the picture like you would have with congruent triangles, so we see, hopefully, vertical angles in the middle here that we remember. So now you have one set of angles congruent. So now look at the sides that make that angle, because we've got 2 different sets. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So do you see that the 2 sets of numbers are given to on either side of the angle? So now you need to check that those are proportional. Okay, so I would again compare the 2 in the same triangle. So the 2 and the 3 are in this left-hand triangle. Compare those to the right-hand triangle. Smaller number with smaller number, bigger number with bigger number. So 2 divided by 4 is 0.5. 3 divided by 6 is 0.5, so they are proportional. Okay, so we have 2 sets of sides that are proportional, and we have one set of angles that's congruent, so that's side angle side. Then you need to write a triangle similarity statement. So this one's saying, and let me get these lines off of here so that we can see the triangle a little bit better. So now we need to write a triangle similarity statement. So this one says triangle ABC. So we're going down the side that we don't know the number to the small side. Okay, so we want the side we don't know the number to the small side. So don't know the number to the small side. So DEC would be following that same order. Next one, they're not touching each other, so we don't have anything that we don't have any vertical angles or reflexive sides. Okay, so when you look in, hopefully you notice that you see congruent angles. So we've got this set of angles congruent, and then we've got this set of angles congruent. So that's 2 sets of angles congruent, which is one of our methods that we learned today. Angle proves that the triangles are similar. Okay, so angle similarity, and then we just need to do the triangle statement. So this one went triangle ABC. So this went red angle to nothing to blue angle. So we need to follow in this one, red angle to nothing to blue. So EFD. Third and final triangle, again, not touching. Okay, so we don't have reflexive or vertical. So let's start comparing the sides because we've got all 3 sets of sides. So small is the 3. Smallest in the next one is the 12. The middle one is the 4. In here, the middle size is the 16. And then the 6 is the largest. And with the bottom, the 24 is the largest. So let's compare all of those. So again, I'm just going to write all of the ones from the top triangle in order. 3, 4, 6, small to large. Okay, and then in the bottom triangle, 12, 16, 24. That will get my corresponding sides lined up. Then you can divide these. Okay, and if you want to just divide them in your calculator and check out the decimal, you're going to get 0.25 for each of these, so they are proportional. Okay, you could simplify the fraction as well, which then they would all simplify to 1/4, so your scale factor is 1/4. Okay, so this is all 3 sets of sides. So this is a side similarity. So then let's set up the triangle the triangle similarity statement. So ACB this time. So this one went ACB. So this went down the largest side to the middle. So largest side to middle is what we need to do in this bottom one. So largest to middle is DEF.